Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah, and in today's video we're gonna market prep together, just kind of hang out. I'm actually pretty excited for this video because it is the final one of 2024. So if I do this correctly, it should be out at the end of December and hopefully not the beginning of January. We're really just gonna be hanging out today. You can probably tell that the desk is a little bit of a mess. This is actually after I cleaned it up a bit, so it's not as bad as it was. Today I need to put all these sea turtles away and then all these axolotls away. I'm gonna put them in a cloth bin so that they are off my desk. But what I want to show you is my newest pattern that I'm working on, and this will be releasing in the new year, and I'm planning to release more in the same style, but here is the pattern. Now this is prototype number 1. That is what I'm working on this morning. I'm gonna be making another one with some rainbow hair and then the cream yarn as the base for the skin color, the main body color. That's pretty much what I'm working on, and I will update you soon. Before I show you what I've made in the last few days, I want you to forget the unicorn from the first clip, okay? I realize now how cringy that thing looked, especially now that I have remade her in the design I wanted her to be in originally. Be prepared to be surprised. So I switched things up, as you can see. I made the head a separate piece so that the head is sewn on separate, but I was able to keep the shape of my original unicorn design, the one I made last year. She had a very rounded nose and it wasn't too pronounced, so that's kind of the style I wanted to emulate with the first draft, but I didn't like the way it went. Now, the other nice thing about this pattern is it is fairly low sew for the amount of parts that are included on this guy. So the arms and the legs are crocheted on as you work, and then the ears are also crocheted into the head as you work. In total, there's only 4 things to sew on: the horn, the mane, and then the tail, and then finally the head. She does everything I want her to do. She's super floppy, and she can sit up on her own if you position her correctly, but she's everything I wanted her to be. So of course after this is the second prototype. After this I made my next version, which is this guy right here, and I have to say I think this is my favorite creation in a while actually. Occasionally there'll be something I really love, and there's just something about this unicorn that I just absolutely love. So as you can see, I can hold her. She's all nice and floppy. Her legs move freely, arms move freely. This is exactly what I wanted in a plushie after my last pattern designs, where the doll wasn't very floppy, but it was huggable. So for this one, I wanted it to be floppy, and then it's still very huggable, almost like a snuggler in a sense, but the body is stuffed. This is the same pattern as the second prototype, and as you can see, it works up great in Sweet Snuggles Light. So I will be writing down this pattern and doing a tester call in the new year for it. So I'm actually really excited about this. I actually started working on another one, so let me grab that one and show you my progress on that one. Here's my current project. It's a purple version, as you can probably tell. So last night I finished the head and I won some yarn chicken. I wasn't sure for a minute there, but I have plenty of this left. So for the body, I'm going to switch to this. It looks slightly different, but I just have to accept that fact because I used half-used skein. Normally I would start with a new one, but I decided to take that risk. But I have both the front legs, both the back legs, and then the head finished. So I just need to make the body, and then the mane and the tail, and then I can put everything together. So I'm hopefully gonna finish that this morning. I do have some other projects to work on that aren't crochet related. I'm not sure how far along I can get with this, but I'm gonna try and finish as much as I can. That's pretty much where I'm at. I'm very excited to see this one finished too. I still think that pink one is my favorite, but I mean, just look at that face. There's just something about that face. I love it. I think that the hooves aren't very visible on her, but you know what? I don't care. She's adorable. But I'm going to finish this purple one. Like I said, I'm going to try and finish it today. And then the official pattern, I'll actually be making it out of Skinny Chanel. And I'm going to be doing a pink one. So pink skin, pink hooves, pink mane. Kind of similar to that one, except the hooves will probably be a darker color instead of the lighter color. We'll see when I get to that. But if you've purchased patterns from me in the past, I want you to be prepared for the new year. The new year, my patterns will look slightly different, the actual written version of the pattern. I'm planning to shrink the words down a tiny bit, but it'll still be really easy to read. Just kind of make the patterns a little bit more easy to print out. I know that people can print out mine already, but like I said, if you've purchased a written pattern, you know what they look like. The images are pretty big and the words are pretty big, so it's just a lot of ink to use up. Kind of just going for like a sleeker, more toned down design, if that makes sense. It will still be basically the same written pattern, so you'll see what I mean. I probably will show you how it'll look different. Maybe in the next vlog, maybe in this vlog, I'm not sure yet. Just wanted to throw that out there and warn you guys in case you're a little surprised. It'll still have my name on it and everything, so you'll know it's from me, but just in case, I just wanted to warn you guys because it will look a little bit different. I will catch you guys soon. I'm gonna crochet this unicorn and see how far I can get. As you can probably tell, I finished my purple unicorn today, and look at how beautiful she is. So I've been pretty obsessed with the variegated yarn for the hair, which I absolutely love. This is the darker purple. It has flecks of white and the lighter purple in there. And then I just did the darker purple for the hooves and the horn. That is them finished, and they're sitting on their own. Just like that, which is exactly what I wanted from them. I wanted them to be able to sit on their own, but then also flop and just be really fun to play with, basically. That is what they look like. They're both sitting on their own right now. I'm just so proud of this pattern. I can't wait to release it in January. I plan to do a tester call in the beginning of January. I host these on my Instagram, so if you're not following me there, that's where these will be held. It's just easiest to do it there because I can private message everyone through Instagram. I have one more unicorn to make. So this is the skinny Chanel version here. And I'll be making another skinny Chanel for pattern photos. So I'll have a total of 2 of the smaller ones, 2 of the bigger ones. And I think that is plenty for my next event. I mean, I could definitely sit down and make these all day because they're so cute. But I think 2 large unicorns on the table is probably plenty. So once I finish that skinny Chanel unicorn and get pattern photos, I will be switching to a new design and starting the same style of the floppy sitting style plushie, different animals. And I haven't decided what the next project will be, but I would like to have that one close to being ready as well, because I plan to release 2 patterns a month, at least for the first few months of next year. So I would like to have a couple planned already. That is the unicorn. I decided to start the unicorn because that's what I did for my first pattern of 2024. She was Beatrice the unicorn. So I wanted to kind of keep that theme and do another unicorn as my first pattern of the new year. My second pattern was a dragon pattern, so maybe I'll do a dragon next. I know the dragon will have a lot of sewing and stuff. I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to do a dragon in this style, at least not yet. We'll see. But that's your update for now. I will update you on the next unicorn and pattern photos soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll check in with you later. Hey everyone, it is currently the 26th, so the day after Christmas, and Christmas Eve I worked on this. I made this unicorn for the pattern photos, which means this pattern is basically finished. I plan to open the tester call on the 1st, maybe the 2nd. I haven't fully decided yet. I forgot what I was talking about because I was interrupted, but I finished the unicorns. I have 4 of them in the proper style, I guess I could say. The first one doesn't count towards this group because it doesn't look nearly as good as these guys. Here's the pink one, and then here's the purple one. And then this was the original one, prototype 2 that I made. And then the pink one, which I finished, like I said, on Christmas Eve. Took photos of her for the pattern. I was really torn on whether I should do the Chanel pattern or the skinny Chanel, so size 4 yarn versus a size 6. I want to make sure that people understand that you can make the pattern with both sizes. I know not everyone is into the larger Chanel yarn, so that's kind of where I was trying to decide and weigh those options, whether I should make all the patterns in the skinny Chanel for pattern photos or this for pattern photos. But that is me wanting to be a perfectionist. I want every pattern to look the same. So in the future, if I decide that I want to make some patterns out of the size 6 Chanel only, then that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to force myself to make a skinny Chanel version for pattern photos. That was kind of a weird rant, but I don't know, I just thought I'd mention it. I'm pretty particular about the patterns. I do want them to look similar enough. I think it'll be fine. Here's all 4 of them all together I love them. They definitely take a good amount of time to make, maybe a 4-hour project, somewhere around there. It would probably be less if you weren't distracted. When I made these, I was busy every single time, so they took longer than they needed to, but still well worth it. That is the unicorn update. And then also on Christmas Eve, I worked on the market prep stuff to fill my time because we don't really have a large extended family for the holidays. It's just all of us combined, there's 6 of us, so it's not too crazy. It's pretty chill, so I decided to make some more possums. I showed the heads off in a previous market vlog in this series, but I finished 3 of them yesterday and the day before. So now I have a total of 50 possums for my next event, and I plan to make 50 more. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to get to that because they do take quite a bit of time. I mean, once they're all combined, they take a lot of time, so I don't really know how much I'm going to get done. All the heads are finished though, all 50 heads, which should make it easier and faster, but I'm not sure. This might be a project I bring with me and finish during the event. I know for sure that I can probably make 30 over the 3 days, so there's that. But the final thing I want to talk about is the newest pattern I'm working on. Since I finished the unicorns, I can actually start working on the next one. And the next one, I had a little hit of inspiration this morning, and I decided to do my elephant pattern in this style. So Evelyn the elephant, or Alice the elephant, they're one of my favorite patterns, honestly. I just love the ear shape. I tried to keep the elephant on the simpler side, and for the trunk, I tried to keep it on the simpler side. For the ears, I tried to just kind of have fun with it. I don't really know how I came up with that, but I need to find an in-between ear size because Evelyn is the extra large one, and I think it'll be too big. And then Alice's ears are tiny, so they're not going to work for this pattern, but I'll be designing an in-between size of this. And then I plan to film a video of all the patterns I released this year. Here's my little notes here for you guys to see. So that video, if I can get it done, will be out before this market vlog, so hopefully you guys have already seen it. But I wanted to just say that over this whole year I released 28 patterns. Now in my Ribbler shop technically released 30, but 2 of those were from the previous year that I uploaded, not really uploaded, but put into Ribbler in January. Anyways, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I stopped releasing too many patterns on Ribbler because of several reasons. I don't know if I'm going to get into them in this video, but basically the real issue is that it's really tedious to put the pattern into Ribbler. I just love the PDFs that I make, so that's kind of when I stopped. I stopped posting so much in Ribbler when I released Willow the Wood Dragon. That is a little disappointing. I think I want to start releasing like 1 pattern a month on Ribbler. Still release patterns there, but not as much as my coffee shop. It's just that the PDF takes such a long time to finalize that when I get to the point of releasing, it's really hard to force myself to plug it into Ribbler. So I don't know, I might shut down Ribbler and just switch all the way to my coffee shop. I haven't decided yet. That's New Year me problems to think about. But what I really wanted to say was in July I released 6 patterns. So I released Evelyn the Giant Elephant, Cassidy the Giant Cow, my Shark pattern, which is my second most popular pattern, and then Haley the Hippo, and then a Sea Turtle pattern, and then also Heather the Highland Cow. So I released a ton of patterns in July, and that is when I saw my most growth. So if you are planning or thinking about starting your own little business, side hustle, writing up crochet patterns, don't give up, because in the first several months of me doing this, I wasn't doing very well. It took 6 months to hit my stride. Also, if you don't want to do that, don't feel pressured to do it either. You should take everyone's advice with a grain of salt and not take it at face value, but think about how you can apply it to yourself, if it's applicable or not. If you're thinking about it, I do recommend taking the leap of faith sooner rather than later, because it does take a while to start seeing results and to start seeing growth. This past year has just been crazy, but my other point is that I released these 6 patterns in July and I actually saw some huge growth on my YouTube channel as well, and I think that's largely due to the shark pattern I released. It is my most popular tutorial to date. It's just kind of one of those things that if you do decide, find something that, it's going to take a while to find that something, but I know you'll get there eventually. So that is my 9-minute rant over. I'm going to work on this elephant probably and play some video games because it's the holiday season and I don't have to be crocheting all the time. Even though I enjoy it. I'm not crocheting because I don't want to. I am crocheting because I want to. But that is the update. And you know what? I'll talk to you guys later. I really just want to thank you for everything. But this clip is really long. So we'll do a change of scenery first. Here is my current progress with the elephant. So I finished the head. I mean, I still have to sew the ears on, but I finished writing down the ear pattern. So it's a little bit smaller than the extra large elephant than Evelyn. I actually did have to make a couple tries to get it right, but now it sits much better and the size makes sense for the head. And then I have the 2 front feet made and I'm working on the back feet now. And when I finish the back feet, I can just make the body and tie everything together and then sew everything together. There's not too many steps left, but I actually just need to focus on it and do it. Hopefully I'll have it done in the next couple hours. I can write up the pattern and start my second one. My goal is to make 4 of every version, so 2 small ones and 2 big ones. I don't know how many of those I'm actually going to get done because I have a lot of patterns I want to do. If I do my math right, January, February, March, April. April's when my event, so I got 4 months and my plan is to release 2 patterns a month. So that would mean 8 patterns and then 16 big ones, 16 small ones, and that would be great for my event, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to do that along with everything else, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I might not release all 8 patterns before that event either, so you know, it's not a huge deal either way, but still. I don't know. I do want to make another large elephant, probably in purple or maybe green. I haven't fully decided yet because I've had purple elephants sell really well in the past, gray and purple, but maybe I should just make a lighter shade of gray. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I might make the smaller version next, and then I need to decide what color elephant I want to make for the pattern photos so that I can decide what color the pattern should be. I think gray is probably lame, the grayscale pattern, which actually it could be pretty cool. I have to play around with it, but I could also do purple in the mini size for the pattern. The first thing I need to do is finish this first elephant and then I can start thinking about that. But like I said, hopefully I'll have this done in the next few hours and that's pretty much it. That's your update. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I just finished the elephant. There we go, focusing. So I do think the ears could be sewn on a tiny bit lower, but honestly, all in all, I think it looks pretty good. Here's the tail over here. I just pulled the yarn apart instead of brushing it. So now that this is done, I'm going to move on and probably work on another elephant and just kind of make a bunch of them for my event and then get photos whenever, basically. So I just finished filming the video about my patterns, which I'm pretty certain I showed you this insane looking piece of paper. But I finished talking about all of them. I think there's some things I wanted to mention that I didn't, but I have a problem with rambling, so I saved editor me some time. But I crocheted this while talking with this blue yarn. I'm so in love with this yarn. So, and I said in that video, but this yarn, for some reason, this specific skein here, it feels like crushed velvet. And I don't know why, but it does. I actually really like it. I'm not sure if other people will. We shall see. As you can tell, it's another elephant. I think this one's going to be so cute. Once I finish this Chanel version, the next elephant I'm going to be making will be out of the size 4 skinny Chanel. So that's what I'm going to be working on once this guy's finished. And then start getting pattern photos. I'll have to decide what color I want to do, which I think I talked to you guys about earlier, so I won't bore you with more color details, but that's what I've been working on, and I'll talk to you guys later. Here is the blue elephant finished. I actually finished it yesterday. Here's what she's looking like. It has a dark blue tail. I think the pattern is pretty much there. Right now I'm working on the skinny Chanel version, so let me go ahead and grab that so I can show it to you as well. So here are the pieces. I just have to make the body and crochet everything together and then finally sew the head on. This elephant's nearly done. I wanted to make a dark pink one out of skinny Chanel, but I didn't have any of that yarn. We did go on a little yarn trip today and I did restock on that color, but obviously I'm too far into this project to switch the colors now. But I have a little bit of the body started too, so I should be joining the lakes shortly, and then this is my evening project. I do have to edit a video, but I'm gonna pretend like it doesn't exist right now and do something I want to do, which is finish this elephant. This elephant's done. I'm gonna be making another one in this gray for, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to that tonight, so I'm just gonna be focusing on this pink one and finishing that one first. Here is the state of my desk right now, which as you can see, it's a mess, but that's kind of how it worked, for me at least. I finished this pink elephant. As you can see, it's yellow and purple spotted. So super cute in skinny Chanel. And then I did a yellow tail, just like that. For these bigger ones, I did use some acrylic yarn and pick them apart so that I usually brush them, but I decided to pick the strands apart instead of brushing it. The last elephant I'm working on is this gray one here, and I'm getting pattern photos of it as I work. So that's what I'm going to work on this afternoon and hopefully get that finished today, because I really want to switch to a Highland cow pattern and then a regular cow pattern. If all goes well, those will be my February patterns, so 2 tester calls for them, and then the releases on February. That is the goal, at least. We'll see if I can accomplish that. I gotta clean up my desk a little bit because it's chaotic, but I'm probably not gonna do that right this second. I'll probably do it later. That's the update. I'll check in with you when this gray elephant is finished, which hopefully will be today. Look at how cute Buddy is. Look at him, he's so handsome. Hello. Look at those eyes. Oh, don't sneeze on camera. That's embarrassing. The other thing I wanted to show you is this kitty. So I started this project last night as a way to not crochet the elephant I'm supposed to be working on or anything else, but I bought this yarn. It's Sweet Snuggles, and I believe it's Chanel Home as well. But I bought it when it was on sale, and I used it to make this kitty, of course. This is the kitty in the heavier yarn. This is, I believe, a size 7 yarn. And this is the calico mod here. The only thing I changed with the bigger yarn is I actually added an extra round to the feet. So there's a total of 4 single crochet rounds rather than 3. Here's the kitty finished. I do plan to make some more since I have so much of this yarn left. And this turned out so cute. Now, I do have to say this yarn is pretty tough on my hands because it is a little bit bigger. But this project took maybe 2 hours, so it's not too bad since this project doesn't take too long, it's not too bad. And I imagine the next time I make this, it'll be even faster because I won't be making the calico with the color changes. I will definitely be making a few more of these because I think these will sell pretty well. I'm not usually one to make stuff out of size 7 yarn, but I think this pattern actually works really well. I think certain patterns out there, they tend to look really strange in a larger yarn type, but for this one, I think it looks perfect. Definitely be making some more. This morning, I'm actually going to go back into working on my elephant because I really need to focus on that. I want to make a cow, so that's kind of why I want to finish that elephant. But once I'm done with the elephant, I actually have to write the pattern out so I don't forget all the steps that I did. Once I do that, I can move on to the next pattern, which is for sure going to be a cow. And the last thing I wanted to say before I forget is I was planning on releasing this video before 2024 was over, but in order to kind of be on a schedule in 2025 in January, I decided that we're actually going to release this one, I think on the 4th is what I decided, so it's a little bit later, but I'm sure you guys will appreciate it nonetheless. That's about it. And I will update you when I finish that elephant. Hopefully it is soon. I think I just have a leg, the head, and then the body to make. Still quite a bit of work, but hopefully I can finish it this morning. Or at least today. I finished my last elephant today. Woohoo! So this is the last elephant I made, and it's clearly gray. I decided to make another gray one because I think the gray ones will sell well since elephants come in that color. But then I made this pink one, which pretty certain I showed you guys all of these already, so I'm pretty much in the clear for that. But I have 4 smaller versions now and then the 4 bigger ones. So now I'm going to switch the pattern because I actually wrote out the elephant this evening. I'm going to go through it one more time just to make sure I don't forget anything. And then I'm torn between what I want to work on. I want to work on a cow next for sure. Probably the Highland cow first because there's less color work, so it should be easier to work up the body, but I also want to start planning for my Crochet Foundation series because I'm starting it back up soon. And the next one is due on the 8th, which is quite a few days away from when I'm filming this, but for that I want to teach you guys how to surface crochet, or at least how I surface crochet for my plushies, specifically Willow, but some of my other patterns also call for surface crochet. So I just kind of want to add that in, which means I actually have to make something to surface crochet on. So I think I actually want to make another Willow because I did sell the blue one at my last event, so I think I can get away with making at least one more of those guys for my next event. I haven't decided if I want to make it out of the size 6 Chanel or maybe the skinny Chanel, so I need to think about that. I really do want to make another large Willow just because I can. So I don't know, I'm gonna think about it. Today's New Year's Eve, so we're staying up till midnight. So I have a couple hours before that point. So I'm gonna think about when I want to start and what project I can start tonight and work on that. I'm just happy that the elephants are done and I can move on now because definitely when you get to the 4th one, it feels like a drag. I did say the photos were last, so I would have no excuse to make the 4th elephant, which obviously he's now done, so we're in the clear with that. I'll see if I'll update you tonight or later, but I think that's about it. I think that's all the updates I have. I'll share with you later the schedule I have planned for January. It's a little intense, so hopefully I can finish all that I want to do in January. You know what? We're here anyways. I might as well show you. I wrote out this list and it's a little crazy, as you can see. So here I have my YouTube side. I have the dates that I want to release these by, and then the YouTube shouldn't be too hard. It's all crochet foundations and the market vlogs, which I just kind of do naturally now, so it's not too hard. I do want to release the baby blanket tutorial on the 11th. Hopefully I can get to that. I should probably start filming that, honestly. But the crochet foundations, I want to teach you how to surface crochet. I want to show you how I embroider eyes now. I have one already on my channel, but I'd like to do a different one, maybe on plushies that faced forward instead of the sea turtle I showed it to you originally. And then after that, I will be doing a crochet foundations on sewing and then maybe on counting rounds. I think that might be an interesting video. I just don't know how long it would actually be. That's kind of just an idea at this point. If you guys have any ideas for the crochet foundations, definitely let me know. I'll probably stop releasing them after January until I get some fresh ideas. Basically any Wednesday where I have an idea, I'll release one. The other thing is I do want to do a beginner series. So I release the market vlogs every other weekend, so I just need to fill that weekend in, so I'll probably do another beginner series then. I just have January planned out for YouTube and we'll see how it goes before I plan any further. But then Instagram, more specifically my pattern releases, these are all the dates that I want to start the tester call, pick the testers, and then the due date and release date. I have it all planned out. February or specifically March, I do not have any. I don't know what patterns I'll release then, but I do have the dates written out for when I finally decide what to do next. My event is in April, so I don't want to be doing tester calls in April unless I think I can handle it at that point, because I still need to market prep a lot of stuff too. This is definitely helpful for market prep because, I mean, this is 8 extra plushies that I didn't have before. And by the time I'm done, there'll be 16 or 24 even. It's not too bad, but I definitely have other things I need to prep as well. That's the schedule planned. Now that I have rambled enough about dates, I'll talk to you later. This morning I'm going to be filming this video here for the baby blankets. My channel isn't really about baby blankets, or mostly I show you guys how to crochet plushies, but in this case I really wanted to release this pattern because I just love it. I will be using this for my baby blankets in the future. Anything that I sell at events, I'll probably use this pattern for. It looks really nice and textured, but it's pretty easy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8 row technically, where you do the 8 rows over and over again. So it's not too bad in terms of like remembering the stitches. I will be filming a tutorial on this. I also think I'm gonna write up the pattern and take some nice photos for the pattern. I think that would be nice. I have this rainbow one finished, and then I have this green one that's almost finished. It just needs the border. I decided that this one I'll use to show you guys how to do the border in this tutorial. That way I can get this done in a couple days rather than in longer than that. So I'll be starting this blanket in the video, this purpley yarn here. That's the plan, at least this morning. I'm gonna see how much I can get done. Hopefully I can finish the first part, which would be starting the blanket. My plan is to show you guys how to crochet the body, the border, and then add new yarn when you run out, and then weave in the ends afterward. That is the plan, at least, and like I said, hopefully I get it done pretty quickly. I want to make this pattern pretty easy to change if you guys want to use a bigger yarn type or anything like that, so hopefully it is easy to change. I'm sure it'll be fine, but that is the current update on the baby blanket. I need to get a crochet foundations out before this tutorial, but I really want to film this because I want this green baby blanket to be finished, so I think that's just what I'm going to end up doing this morning at least. And I'll film that crochet foundations when I finish the pink willow, which you saw me working on last night. I started that pink willow for the crochet foundations. I'm kind of rambling at this point, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit once I finish this tutorial. So I started filming the blanket tutorial today, so it's kind of later in the evening, so the lighting isn't perfect, but I did have to take a break because I was really struggling with motivation this morning, honestly, and I was having a really hard time pushing through. So I decided to take a break and come back, and that is Buddy being very annoying. Very, very annoying. He wants me to throw his mouse there because he plays fetch. He's not being tortured in any way, okay? He's more torturing me than anything. Anyways, I need to take some photos because I do want to release a written pattern for this. So what I'm going to do is work on each row and take a photo of each row so you get step-by-step photos of the whole process. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go so you're not having to listen to Arthur's pitiful meows, and I'll check in with you later. The cat is officially out of my room, and now that he's not being annoying, I actually remembered that there are two other things I actually want to update you on. Now the first one is this snuggler version of Willow the Wood Dragon. I am mostly finished with this, honestly. I have all the parts made, the wings, horns, ears, head, all the legs, and then the body is nearly finished. I'm going to try and finish that tonight. I want to decrease around so it shouldn't take too much longer. I'm really hoping I win Yarn Chicken with this as well because that would be really nice. I'm making this pink willow for a couple reasons. One, I made this tail to test the pattern myself when I was originally writing it, so I just had it sitting around, so I figured why not finish it. But then also I want to show you guys how I surface crochet on plushies, and specifically with fluffy yarn, how I do the fluffy spine. I figured Willow the Snuggler is the best version to do it on because I can show you how I do it on half double crochet stitches and then also on single crochet stitches for the head. I'm pretty excited to show you that. It's just a technique video. It's not like a showing you how to crochet this video. But the other thing I'm going to show you how to do is embroider the eyes, and I wanted to do it on a front facing plushie because I did do a tutorial on a turtle, and that's eyes on the side of the head. Hopefully I can embroider the eyes on the willow. Usually I sink the eyes in and shape the face a little, so I'm going to see if I can do that with the embroidered eyes. I also think I'm going to embroider one on one side and then show you guys how to do it on the other side. That way I can get the placement right the first time and not to pull anything out, and obviously make sure it looks good on a snuggler willow because I actually haven't tested it yet. So this is a little experiment for both of us. I said I have two things to update you on. This is the first one. Let me clear it out of the way a little so I can show you the second one, because the second one I'm even more excited about. And here's the second thing I'm working on. It is a Highland cow, as you can see. It's going to be in the same style as the elephant and unicorn I showed you earlier, but this is experiment number 1, and I think honestly it turned out really good for experiment number 1. I'm still experimenting a little with the fluff, but I think overall it looks really nice. But then I also have 2 arms made. I need to finish the legs and then do the body. The goal is to try and make this as low-sew as possible because it's just easier for placement to crochet everything together. But for my first prototype, I usually make the pieces separate. That way I can experiment with placement a little bit easier, but also on a stuffed head. So that's what you're seeing here. I'm hoping with the second, or the final pattern technically, that the ears and the fluff are crocheted directly on and then the horns are added after. Not sure how easy it'll be to sew the horns on after. That's my only real concern here. It wouldn't be too bad to sew the horns on if the fluff wasn't there, but I'm not sure how easy it'll be with both. So I don't know. We shall see on that. That is the second thing I worked on today. After this Highland cow, I will be making a regular cow as well. And it's going to be in a similar style to Cassidy the cow. The spots on the back, I want to replicate that spot design as best I can. It is going to be on a smaller piece, so that might be a little difficult to tweak, but I do think that is what I want to commit to because I really like Cassidy's spots. They're a little different. Anywho's, that's what I'm gonna go for. I actually am having a little bit of hand pain. I think it's a combination of a lot of things, especially crocheting. I think you guys can probably tell I have crocheted so much the past couple weeks because I'm prepping for this new year. I really want to get off to a good start, but I don't know. I don't want to hurt my hands any more than they already do. So tonight, whoops, almost dropped you guys. Tonight, I'm going to work on the wood dragon, try and finish the body, but we'll see how bad my hands hurt, because if they do start hurting, I'm going to be responsible and not press on. Those are the three main projects, counting the baby blanket, that I'm working on right now. Hopefully I can finish them up pretty soon because I would like to go back to a time of crocheting a couple things at once rather than more than a few. That's the plan anyways. I'm gonna talk to you guys soon, and you know, when I have something to update you on, basically. I have a quick thing to mention about the hand pain. I crocheted this and I completely forgot that I crocheted it, even though it was sitting right behind me, but this is definitely what did it for me. This Sweet Snuggles with a 7mm hook and a size 7 yarn. That is definitely what gave me hand pain. So now I know the culprit, and now I know to take it easy when experimenting with this yarn. But just so you're all aware, it's not just because I'm crocheting a lot, okay? It's because of this cat. And I know it sounds like an excuse. It is because of the cat, okay? Okay? It's because of the cat. I'm not gonna stop crocheting. Now that that's cleared up, I'm actually gonna work on one of these projects. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I am on a roll today, apparently, even though I don't feel very good. If it'll focus, there it goes. I embroidered these eyes and I did a crochet foundations episode with them. I think that one will actually come out before the fluff. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how I surface crochet all the way down, which I'm pretty certain I already mentioned, so I'm not going to get into that again, but that is definitely the next step on this. So I think I'll be setting this project aside for tonight. It's getting pretty late, so I should probably stop filming and start thinking about going to bed. That's what I'm going to be doing. Today's Thursday, so tomorrow I have to close out this video. Sadly, I have to get it filmed and out at least before Sunday. I would prefer to have it out on Saturday. I don't know if that's going to happen though, so that's pretty much it. I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning. I just went ahead and finished the fluff on the back of this willow. I just did this kind of creamy color. It doesn't match the other parts exactly. Like here you can really see it, but I do think it's really pretty. I was torn between this and a pink, but I think I like this more. I'm glad I committed with that. This morning I'm gonna try and sew this all together because I don't think it'll take very long. I also have a pretty busy day planned, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get done. That is what she's looking like so far. I think she's pretty cute. I do think she needs some flowers as well, but I'm gonna worry about that later. I finished this willow not too long ago, actually, just a few minutes ago. I sewed everything together. I think she might need a flower because of her color. I think it'd be really cute with a flower, but we shall see if I actually end up doing that. But this is the last project I'm going to finish in this video. Stay tuned for the next market vlog because I will be showing you guys all of those finished. Keep an eye out for the elephant tester call. That one will be out. I wrote it down. I'll put the date on the screen because I can't remember. So if you're interested in testing that, head over to my Instagram and you can apply there. The Highland cow will be a tester call in February, so unless I feel like I can handle another tester call. That is pretty much all the updates for now. I hope to see you guys in my next video. We're just going to continue market prepping, designing new patterns, and just having a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't already, because I have a goal to hit 20,000 subs soon. It looks like it's going to happen. So if you enjoy my content and you want to stick around, then please subscribe. I think that is, as I've already said, pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for your support, especially over last year. And I will see you later. Bye!